Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the AFCEA Central Maryland Awards Night 2021. My name is Jessica Morgenstern, and I have the privilege and the honor of serving this past year as your president of scholarships for the AFCEA Central Maryland chapter. I will serve as the MC this evening. Tonight, we have a variety of attendees, AFCEA members and sponsors, government, students, parents, and guests. Please note that we are recording this event. Only presenters will be on camera and have microphones turning on and off. General participants will be in webinar mode. The chat feature is live, and you can use it to send congrats to student panelists or any other panelist, but the panelists won't be able to respond to you. We're conducting this ceremony virtually again this year due to the restrictions placed on all of us to maintain physical distance as a result of the coronavirus. Your safety is of utmost importance to all of us. And so here we are again online instead of in person to recognize the accomplishments of our scholars and teachers through the work of the Scientific Education and Scholarship Committees of the AFCEA Central Maryland chapter. This has been quite a year. Students this year learned primarily online and didn't get much of an in-person experience, but the world is starting to improve and things will be getting back to normal. And as we go forward, I hope for a positive future. We have an ambitious use of technology this evening. We have slides, people coming on and off screen, and microphones going on and off. So please be patient with us as we work through all of this technology challenge. We think we have it, but you never know. So what's missing tonight? When we are in person, we take lots of pictures of everyone, and especially our scholarship recipients. We give our scholarship recipients the opportunity to get to know us, the AFCEA members and sponsors, the special guests, and the government participants. Many of those people are on this call this evening. Perhaps we'll have an opportunity to meet all of you in person in the near future. And of course, we're not sharing a wonderfully prepared meal. But what's not missing tonight? Tonight, we have 20 high school seniors here who start their STEM college education in the fall with a variety of AFCEA Central Maryland scholarships. We have 1 military scholarship to award, 7 scholars from our endowed schools to recognize, and Kickstarter grant recipients to brag about. So who's here? Tonight, we have our scholarship recipients and their families. We have our scholarship committee. We have people who have scholarships named in their honor, or we have their families with us. And we have our Central Maryland chapter leadership, our board of directors, and our executive committee. We also have government representation from our 3 primary Fort Meade agencies, the National Security Agency, U.S. Cyber Command, and Defense Information Systems Agency. And of course, we have our sponsors whose generous contributions make these scholarships available to deserving students. We have almost 70 organizations represented tonight, so we're glad that you can all help us celebrate. AFCEA is a nonprofit organization that brings together government, industry, and academia to have ethical conversations about business, world events, and education. Our secondary mission is STEM education. AFCEA Central Maryland's goal is to bring talented young people, such as our scholarship recipients tonight, back into our community to work in a science, technology, engineering, or math, or STEM field in defense of our nation, including great government organizations like the National Security Agency, U.S. Cyber Command, and the Defense Information Systems Agency, or Department of Defense Agency or Homeland Security. From June 2019 through tonight, in 1 year, we will have awarded $446,500 in education scholarships, grants, training, and science fair projects. But more importantly, over the past 10 years, we have distributed over $2.7 million for STEM education, and that is possible in large part due to our sponsors and those who support our events. Thank you. Every year, AFCEA Central Maryland makes a contribution to the AFCEA International Education Foundation, and this year is no different. The AFCEA International Education Foundation makes scholarships available for undergraduate and graduate students currently enrolled and attending full-time at four-year colleges or universities in the United States. Their interest also supports STEM education initiatives. If you are interested in these scholarships, I encourage you to visit the afcea.org website for more information. As a chapter of this great organization, Central Maryland each year over the past several years makes a donation to AFCEA International to fund their education initiatives. We are thankful that we can make this contribution this year as we have in previous years. So General Shea, President and CEO of AFCEA International, who is here with us this evening. General, welcome. And we would like to present you with this check for $25,000 to the AFCEA International Education Foundation. Would you care to make a few comments?
Well, thank you, Jessica. And again, this is a most generous contribution that you've made, and thank you for the continued support over the years. As I said, you are a very, very generous chapter. You do a lot of great things out there, and it's often things that are unseen. But the fact of the matter is, oops, I'm sorry. But the fact of the matter is that you are a great chapter. And I want to thank the entire team of the Central Maryland chapter and give a special shout out to Gary, Rosen, and Jessica. Again, thank you to all the chapter for everything you do for AFCEA and the contribution you and your partners continually make across the board, not just in this contribution to the Education Foundation, but into the security of our country across a broad range of national security issues. So again, thank you for being good partners or mentors in many cases, instilling the important values in those you support, those values that don't change with the times, but rather those values that get us through the times. So again, thank you very much for this contribution. But this award presentation is made possible through most generous contributions of the Central Maryland chapter and their industry partners. And I almost sound like an NPR ad, I know when I say that, but seriously, the contributions that they and you have made are tremendous and is a reflection of your dedication and commitment and the hard work raising the resources that underpin these scholarships. There are times could be you are spending your times doing things that could, well spent doing other things that you enjoy, but you've made this commitment, and I want to thank you. And collectively, we can't thank that entire team again enough. You're providing the springboard to a most promising future, an opportunity that I'm sure you will take advantage of. This is a tremendous chapter, as I said, and I can't, again, thank you enough. We are a great and generous country, and will continue to be so because of those being recognized here tonight. You will soon be thrust into positions of increasing opportunity, responsibility, and leadership. You are young men and women who will seize the challenge as demonstrated by your academic and leadership accomplishments. You have worked hard and done your family and friends proud. And success isn't laid at your feet or handed to you. And I'm certain that you've had to work hard and that determination has gotten to you to the point that you are at today. And it will serve you well as you progress through your future academic careers and professional life. So to you, congratulations and keep charging. If I could, I'd just like to take a few minutes to talk about AFCEA. Some people have to sing for dinner. I have to talk about AFCEA. For those of you who may not know, we're in our 75th anniversary year. We were founded by David Sarnoff, Major General Harry Ingalls, and movie producer Darryl Zanuck after World War II to ensure the military and industry remained in a strong partnership, one that would lead to national preparedness for the future. AFCEA is a worldwide association with over 30,000 members in 138 chapters around the world in 30 countries and on 4 continents. Our focus is to promote thought leadership and debate across a wide range of national and international security issues, featuring nationally and internationally renowned speakers and panelists. We have 1,500 corporate members. We publish an award-winning magazine, Signal, and we've got a new magazine out there for those who may not be aware called Signal Kids. It's focused on grades 3 through 5, with the goal of developing and nurturing early interest in STEM education. We promote all elements of diversity, and we don't lobby, but we actively engage government on policy matters and have access to a variety of ways of doing that. Perhaps not so well known are our functional committees: small business, technology, homeland security, cyber, intelligence, and a women's subcommittee. These committees are the soul of the AFCEA intellectual and thought leadership. Members of the committee are widely recognized nationally and internationally for their expertise. They help with our events, attract outside well-known speakers, and publish thought-leading papers and strategies on topical issues. An example, over the course of this summer, you'll see a paper coming out of our cyber committee. They have developed a paper that promotes the establishment of a national cyber committee, along with the reflects, and it will work along the lines in the proposal along the line of the military service academies. Only this one will be focused on developing a cadre of highly skilled cyber professionals across all of government and the civil sector. So as I said, this is like West Point or the Naval Academy in this proposal, only it's focused on the civilian sector. We've learned a lot over the last year because of COVID restrictions. One of those lessons learned is the value of better use of collaborative technology, such as we're using tonight, to share thought leadership and hold discussions on a broad range of key topics. And we look forward to using this technology to expand our reach and influence globally. Further, our members give back to the community in a variety of ways, such as you're seeing here tonight, such as scholarships, teacher grants, science fair, mentoring, and wounded warrior programs. We've published a strategic set of goals that can be found on our website. We're in a most competitive world, a world that is highly interdependent and interconnected. To you, I would say professionals belong to professionals associations and drive the professional agenda. Just as doctors have the American Medical Association, dentists have the American Dental Association, attorneys have the American Bar Association. You have AFCEA. And if you're not a member of AFCEA, we would welcome you. You can Google us or go to www.afcea.org. You'll be welcome with open arms. I know the folks here at the Central Maryland chapter would really embrace you. So if you're not a member, we encourage you to do so. Again, I'd like to thank everyone who made this evening possible, and a special congratulations to all the winners. Thank you all very much and have a great evening.
Thank you, General. I think that your words will have some meaning to these young people who are receiving the scholarships this evening. So now on to the rest of our program. I'd like to introduce our first presenter, David Fries. He is the AFCEA Central Maryland Chapter Vice President of Scientific Education. David is also the chair of our very active Kickstarter Grants program. David, will you join me on the virtual stage?
Well, thank you, Jessica. Each year, we award grant funding to local K-12 schools and teachers to purchase equipment for STEM programs in the classroom. Applicants tell us how the funds will be used, provide an itemized list of equipment, describe the impact to students. We see some extremely innovative ideas, from Chromebooks, 3D printers, drones, smart boards, Project Lead the Way kits, equipment for robotics challenges, to programmable devices like Cublets, Bebots, and even Codapillars. Even virtual reality equipment too this year. A team of AFCEA volunteers performs an in-depth review of all the applications, and I'd like to take a moment to thank this year's committee. Phil Green, TJ Greenier, Joe Carolchik, Susan LaPera, Jessica Morgenstern, Jerry Sheppers, and Quentin Smith. The 8 of us reviewed all applications and made 17 STEM Kickstarter awards, totaling $76,500. As I go through this year's awards, I'll comment where we have pictures here to show. The elementary primary school level, we awarded to Celine and Michael at Holy Trinity Episcopal Day School. And you can see here a photo of a young boy coding using a Codapillar. To Michelle and Tiffany at Mead Heights Elementary. And while they weren't able to use their makerspace equipment this year due to COVID restrictions, you can see in this photo they are all geared up and ready for next year. To Brooke at the Naval Academy Primary School, NAPS, who are using their tablets to teach math and science. To Bobby, Evelyn, and Joanna at Northfield Elementary. I love how you can see the excitement here as they unwrap the 3D printer. It's a little bit bigger than a regular printer, isn't it? To Patty and Heather at Our Lady of Perpetual Help. To Kristen and Casey at St. John the Evangelist, and you can see over here on the right, a photo of the brand new smartboard they got. Transitioning to the middle school ranks, this year we awarded to Moran at Dunlogan Middle, to Michelle at Meade Middle. They sent this video of teachers getting trained on the Sphero robots. If I click on it, oh yeah, maybe you can even see it. There's even a surprised OMG here in this video. I'm not sure if you'll hear it, but technology is amazing to adults. To Jim and Ryan at Our Lady Victory. To Monica, Ann, Rick, and Kevin at Patuxent Valley Middle. The students here are programming Sphero robots. It's the same device that the teachers were using. And to Zelma at the St. Louis School. This photo, actually from 2019, hence the no mask, is a student. She's building a Kano PC from a kit. Very cool. K-A-N-O, if you want to look it up. And at the high school level, this year's awards went to Jennifer and Amy at Archbishop Spalding. You can see students using VEX kits to calculate a proper gear ratio. To the Vector 5233 team at Chapelgate, who used our equipment to compete in their first robotics tournament and score over 100 points. Good job, team. To Suzanne at the Homewood Center, to Julius at Howard High, to James and Frederick at Meade High School, and to William and Jessica at North County. Congratulations to all recipients. We trust the Kickstarter equipment that you got this year will be good this year and many years into the future. And looking out into the audience now, for those of you in AFCEA who have school-age children or you know teachers in the area for STEM education, please get involved in promoting and advocating the Kickstarter program. The impact is tremendous, and all we need is your help to help make it grow. So here's where I would typically pass things back to Jessica, but not this year. This year, COVID canceled a lot of things, but it couldn't stop AFCEA's support for STEM. In fact, we stepped up. We realized that before we could make STEM possible in 2020, we first had to make learning possible. When it comes to virtual learning, students can't learn multiplication tables or coding or robotics if they can't access technology. Many across our region face a digital divide and don't have access to technology and connectivity at home. Thanks to our generous sponsors, as well as savings we realized by holding events virtually this year, we issued a special virtual school Kickstarter grant to increase access to technology in Baltimore City. Our chapter granted $270,000 of Kickstarter funds for providing devices and internet connectivity to students and teachers in Baltimore City public schools. We operated this program with the partnership of 2 nonprofit organizations, Code in the Schools and PCs for People. And what were the results? Our organizations distributed 974 devices and 152 internet subscriptions to Baltimore City families. 325 of those were laptops that went specifically to students who are in the pathway to STEM careers. The rest went to students of all ages whose families were in the greatest need. Out in the Schools and PCs for People took care of the procurement, the refurbishing, the coordination with Baltimore City Public Schools, and the distribution. So please join me in thanking our partner organizations and our sponsors for dedicating so much time, energy, and funding to help make virtual school and STEM possible for so many students this year. I'll pass it back to you, Jessica, for the presentation of our college level scholarships.
Thank you, David. It is amazing what we have done for students this year, and it just doesn't stop. I'm hoping that the impact that we're having on the K through 12 community in Central Maryland just continues to grow and grow. Thank you. Now what we want to do is present our college level scholarships. We have 2 types of scholarships at the college level. The first set of scholarships are those that are awarded to students from local colleges. Over the last several years, AFCEA Central Maryland endowed $50,000 to each of 8 schools to award STEM scholarships to students with a financial need. This allows scholarships to be made in perpetuity. This year, we have 7 of those recipients with us. The second college scholarship that we will make is the AFCEA Central Maryland Military Scholarship. We'll address the endowed scholars first. The first student is Ever Castillo Villegas. He's a sophomore at Baltimore City Community College. He wants to pursue a career in cybersecurity, computers, or applied mathematics. Daniel Bates is a sophomore at Prince George's Community College. He's a computer science major with dreams of becoming a cybersecurity professional. Daniel is a robotics enthusiast and has served as lead programmer and builder on his first LEGO League robotics team. He's also judged youth robotics competitions, and he's mentored youth in developing their robotic skills. Oluwani Femi Urekoya is a sophomore at Prince George's Community College. She aspires to be a software developer. Brea Ross is a sophomore at the Community College of Baltimore County. She is a cybersecurity student and she aspires to be a software developer as well. Andy Garcia is finishing up his degree at Anne Arundel Community College. He plans to work in forensics or as a security analyst. He's a stay-at-home dad when he's not in school. His wife is serving on active duty. So thank you, Mrs. Garcia, for your service and for giving your husband the opportunity to expand his horizons. Elias Enamorado is finishing up his degree at the University of Maryland, Baltimore County. He recently acquired a position with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineering working in a cybersecurity field. And our last student is John Herbachek, who is a junior at the University of Maryland, College Park. His interests are in electrical engineering, and he's excited about starting his career after graduation. So congratulations to all 7 of our endowed scholars. Best of success to you in your next endeavors. And now on to our military scholarship. The military scholarship is one that AFCEA Central Maryland started in 2018, providing funding for active duty enlisted service personnel doing a tour of duty at NSA or Cyber Command. This year's recipient is Corporal Ashley Castillo. I'd like to have Larry Downs, a principal at Booz Allen Hamilton, present this recipient. Larry?
Thank you, Jessica, and good evening. It is my pleasure to introduce Corporal Ashley Castillo, an active duty member of the United States Marine Corps. She is a first-generation Dominican American and is majoring in computer networking and cybersecurity at the University of Maryland Global Campus. She works as a digital network exploitation analyst at the National Security Agency, and her motive behind applying for the AFCEA scholarship is to further her education. Her goals for the future are to continue learning and gaining work experience to further her career in the cyber field. Corporal Castillo has built her own Windows computer, is the proud owner of a Shih Tzu, and enjoys spending time with her family virtually in her free time. Corporal, the question we have for you is, who or what was your greatest influence on your career decision and why?
So firstly, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity. It's a pleasure. I would also like to give a respectful rah to the sir here, the CEO of AFCEA, who's a fellow Marine. My biggest inspiration for my career actually is my very, very large family. I come from a pretty big one. They're all very hardworking. So I made the decision to enlist in the military to fight the stigma that females couldn't cut it. And I became the first female Marine in my family. So that was a big, big privilege as well. I've been involved in STEM for a majority of my lifetime. I went to a technology magnet high school, and it's always kind of been in my blood. So it was pretty natural for me to fight my recruiters on getting an intelligence contract to actually take the leap and enlist. After boot camp, I was given the privilege of going to work for the National Security Agency, where I currently am employed. And so that was some of my pretty big inspirations, and I'm really grateful to my family members and my friends who have gotten me to where I am today. So thank you so much for this privilege.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Larry, and congratulations, Ashley. Colonel Jury Robinson is our keynote speaker for the Colonel Robinson is a senior executive officer for the Director of the Air National Guard. In this capacity, she is a trusted agent to the director and is responsible for overall office management and supervision of personnel assigned to the director, deputy director, executive director, and senior advisors. She interfaces with general officers, senior ranking civilians, senior field grade officers, and senior non-commissioned officers throughout the Department of Defense. Colonel Robinson manages the coordination with congressional staffs, all levels within the Department of Defense, the offices of the Adjutants General of the 54 states and territories, and she oversees administrative quality control for the office support staff. Finally, Colonel Robinson develops office policy and establishes standardized office procedures and methodologies. I'm tired just reading that. Colonel Robinson graduated from the University of Missouri, Columbia in 1999 and received her commission as a distinguished graduate of the Reserve Officer Training Corps. She has served in intelligence positions at the unit, wing, numbered Air Force, Major Command Headquarters, Air Force Headquarters, and DoD intelligence agencies. She has served as a cyberspace operations officer at the squadron, group, wing, and combatant command level. She has supported operations in the European, African, Middle East, and Pacific theaters, and has deployed in support of numerous overseas operations. Prior to her current assignment, Colonel Robinson was the Vice Commander of the 175th Wing, Maryland Air National Guard. So please join me in welcoming Colonel Robinson.
Well, thank you so much, Jessica. I really appreciate that introduction and the invitation to speak in front of this incredibly talented group of individuals. First of all, I want to take the time to thank you all and congratulate you all on your hard work and dedication in your studies and, quite honestly, your extracurricular activities. And most importantly, congratulations to your families. As a parent of 3 boys, one of whom is a freshman in high school, I'm beginning to understand the incredible support that is needed in helping your child to reach for their dreams. And your children, based on their bios, boy, have they reached for every single one of their dreams. So as I was reading through each one of your bios, one thing consistently stood out to me, besides the fact that you are all extremely talented, extremely dedicated, and knowledgeable, is really the amount of opportunities that have been afforded to each of you. You are more educated, more focused, more well-rounded, and by far have had more opportunities than any other time in our history. And as I was reading through all of your bios, one of the questions that kind of kept popping through my mind was, if I was granted the opportunity for a time to go back and redo, or any sort of time to go back and relive, I kind of want to be a teenager right now, rather than any other time period in our history, because I truly believe that more than in any other time, young people have the opportunity to make an incredible and spectacular difference in our nation at this point. So I say that because it wasn't too long ago that I was sitting in your shoes. 26 years ago sounds like a long time, but it's not, I promise. I was a high school senior waiting to head off to college and start my own life. But I'm going to tell you that the world looks vastly different today than it did back then. Cell phones didn't exist. I mean, they kind of did, but they were those huge chunky things that everybody saw in the movies that really weren't cell phones, so they don't count. So cell phones didn't exist. The internet was something only the Department of Defense used at that time. A few years before I graduated, we had just won the war in Iraq, the first one. The Cold War had ended. The economic boom of the mid to late 90s was just beginning, and the Internet of Things was something that sounded like a sci-fi movie. Nobody knew and had heard of that terminology ever. So little did I know, though, that in a few short years, the huge Silicon Valley boom was about to begin. At that time, it was difficult to see the world beyond my suburbia in Kansas City, Missouri. What I knew about the world I was about to enter was based solely on the nightly news and the information that I learned from my teachers and from going to the library or picking up a newspaper. The challenges and problems that we had faced as a nation were told to me by the news anchors at 5 and 6 p.m. And that was it, because cable TV was strictly relegated to HBO and Cinemax. That was it. There were no 24-hour news stations. And most importantly, what jobs that would be out there for me and what skills I would need or what a graduate would need, quite honestly, was not a topic that was brought up at the dinner table that I sat around. So truth be told, STEM was not even in my vernacular. I was taught you either studied science and math or liberal arts. So I went to college as a biology major and graduated with a bachelor's in communications and a minor in aerospace studies. So how's that for figuring out a way to get two vastly distinct degrees across the spectrum? But while it seems a little bit crazy, I will tell you right now, I would not go back and change anything about the educational opportunities I had. Because back then, in the mid to late 90s, no one outside of high-tech labs was talking about artificial intelligence. Quantum physics, that was the stuff that was made up in movies. No one was talking about clean energy sources, electric cars, or electric airplanes. It wasn't even a thought. In fact, the movie Back to the Future, ask your parents about it, created a dream world that nobody ever really thought was even possible. So just fast forward 20 years, because it's only been 22 years since I graduated from college, and look at what our world has become. Outside of the many challenges we face, and trust me, we do face many, and I'm not here to talk about them, but I do want you to focus instead on the incredible things that have happened and how amazing technology has made our world. Advancements in science, engineering, medicine, and as a result of those, advancements in our education system have created opportunities that nobody ever thought was possible. So quite honestly, I'm living proof of that. I went to college, changed my degree three times, but still managed to graduate with honors in 4 years with a communications degree. But yet here I am talking to you about how STEM changed my life. And I'm going to let you in on a little bit of a secret. No one knows what tomorrow will bring. No one can honestly tell you in today's world of technological advancements what skills and what jobs we will need in the future. And I say that truthfully, so hear me out. But we do know this: business and industry are already experiencing shortages in STEM workers. Workers who know how to tackle tough problems facing the 21st century. So we need people that can solve problems in areas such as energy, clean water, health and medicine, environmental issues, extreme poverty, technology risks, and a couple things that are very near and dear to my heart: cybersecurity, and what all of these technological advancements are doing to our nation's defense and our national security. So because I don't want to sit here and pontificate to you for the next few minutes about what I think the world's going to look like in 5 to 10 years, as many of you are embarking on your first career in the world, I instead am going to leave you with just a few pieces of advice. So take it for what it's worth. A mid-40s-year-old woman who is an officer in the Air Force and has done more and seen more than she ever thought was possible. But here we go. I'm going to start with my first piece of advice to you all. And here it is. Don't let your degree define you. Follow your passion. A while ago, I was preparing for this presentation that I was going to give to you. So I asked my husband, who is also an Air Force colonel. He's a pilot. He went to the Air Force Academy, was a distinguished graduate from the Air Force Academy. And so I asked him, what should I talk to these individuals about, these highly accomplished individuals? What is it that you, as a STEM person, would want to hear? And he said, tell them what they can do, how best to prepare for their job, and what skills they need to have. So it kind of got me thinking. And I realized I can't tell you that. Because like I said earlier, we don't know what our future is going to bring. If anything that my career has taught me, I don't know what new skills are going to be needed because technology advances so fast. It's constantly changing. It's creating new areas to study. So I will leave you with, don't just focus on your degree, but follow what you love. Follow your passion. And I say this because I have an undergraduate degree in communications. I have a master's in international relations and a master's in organizational management. I was lucky enough to be chosen to be a national security fellow from Harvard University, where I also was a cybersecurity fellow. But I am the epitome of liberal arts degrees. That's all I've got. Yet here I stand before you, here I Zoom before you as an offensive cyberspace operations officer. And it's all because I decided to follow a passion that I had in my career in cyberspace policy. And in 2011, an opportunity presented itself to me, which leads me to my next point. Never turn down an opportunity, no matter how scary it may seem. Because quite honestly, you're going to be presented with so many opportunities over the next several years and several decades. And some are going to be so easy for you to say, yes, I need to go out and do this. But yet others are going to seem scary, and they're going to seem like you're taking a risk, and they're going to require you to question, but this isn't comfortable to me. This isn't what I know. But I'm going to tell you, you need to follow those scary opportunities sometimes. See, from 2000, when I graduated from Intel school, to 2009, I was an intelligence officer. I knew exactly what I wanted to do with my career and where my career was going. And in 2009, I was quite honestly forced to go take a position at the National Security Agency that I did not want to take. And I was given the opportunity to choose another place, but I weighed the pros and cons, and I said, you know what, I'm going to go to Fort Meade. And they put me in a position where I was the chief of signals intelligence for the hostage rescue team that operated out of the National Security Agency. And it opened my eyes to this whole new world of possibilities and things that I was going to be able to do. And I had never done anything like this in my entire career. And today I'm proud to say that I worked on the team that rescued Captain Phillips, if you remember that movie. And I was a part of the team that helped find the Maersk, Alabama, and Captain Phillips and his team. I worked on the rescue for the New York Times reporter in Afghanistan, and I got to work on some other, we can't talk about type of cases throughout the rest of the world. And it really struck this passion in me for what signals intelligence, but more importantly, what types of technological advancements could bring and could help within our world, quite frankly. And so when all of these things started to happen, I was presented with this opportunity to move over to Cyber Command. And having known how my last scary opportunity turned out, I said, yeah, let's do it. I became a cyberspace operations officer, and we'll fast forward several years. And my ability to now lead an offensive cyber team and then a group gave me the ability to go to Harvard and become a national security fellow, a leading fellow for the cybersecurity project out of that university, and to meet some incredible people. So I leave you from my second point saying, never be afraid and never, ever turn down an opportunity that gets presented to you, because sometimes it's those opportunities that you never see coming that'll really change your mindset and really change the way that you're going to move your career forward. And so really, I'm going to leave you with one more point, and that's quite frankly to enjoy the ride. Everybody is going to give you these thoughts about what you should study, what you should do, where you need to go, all of these things. And whether you follow them or not, or you follow your passions, you follow your dreams, always remember to just enjoy it. And I've got to tell you that over the next 4 years, things are going to change drastically. You're going to go to school and you're think, I'm going to be a mechanical engineer, or I'm going to study computer science, or I'm going to do computational mathematics. All of these things that you are passionate about right now. But keep your eyes open, look for those opportunities, and then just enjoy it. If they've taught us anything these last few years, particularly this last year, things are going to change, and you never know which direction it's going to take you. My career path, as I've moved on, never would have thought I would end up where I am today. But it led me to get introductions to Vint Cerf, obviously the creator of TCP and what many people call the godfather of the internet. I got to meet Secretary Chertoff, who was the first Homeland Security Secretary. I got to actually meet and sit one-on-one and do an interview with the CEO of Sony Entertainment, Michael Linton, about a year after the North Koreans hacked into their system. And he and I had a really great conversation as we talked about cybersecurity policy and how we protect our internet, and more importantly, our critical infrastructure. And he spoke a little bit about what he would like to see from the government, this coming from a private corporation, and what he thought the government should provide to them. And finally, what type of people that he would like to see working in network security, working in computer science, working in engineering. All of these people are going to be building these new technologies. And even outside of cybersecurity, what do we need to do as a government, as a nation, to secure ourselves, but also continue the technological advancements that we've been seeing over the past few years? And he really said one thing: you can't teach passion, you can't teach dedication. So whatever I want is somebody that just comes in and loves what they do. So for all of you out there, I'm going to tell you right now, this isn't inside baseball. We need you to love what you do. We need you to take those opportunities. We need you to be focused on your passion, not necessarily on what your degree says. But we do need you now more than ever. We live in an age of unprecedented technological complexity. Consumers, you and me, our families, have dozens of connected devices, and industry experts predict that that number is going to increase to upwards of over 60 per household over the next several years. Adding a layer of further complexity are the numerous ecosystems, right? And operating systems that are out there that come into your homes alone. So your computer, your mobile devices, your television, your refrigerator, all of those things coming in together all operate differently and require a complex network and different control networks. So this intricacy makes it very difficult. And we need people that are driven, that are passionate, that are educated to be able to solve some of these complex issues. And I know very much, just reading your bios, what I have seen over the past couple of weeks that Jessica has passed to me, you guys are it. So whether or not you're getting your degree in engineering, computer science, mathematics, software development, or cybersecurity, or if you're getting your degree from Maryland, Penn State, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Princeton, RIT, Virginia Tech, Carnegie Mellon, or Cornell, please remember, we need you. We need you to be passionate about your endeavors, to take the opportunities when they present themselves, and most importantly, just enjoy it. Enjoy this crazy ride that we call life, because it will take you to some amazing places, trust me. It will introduce you to some incredible people, people that you never thought that you would meet. And most importantly, enjoy what you're doing and enjoy yourselves. So with all of that said, I say congratulations. What an incredible accomplishment that you all have had, whether you're a collegiate recipient or a high school recipient. You all very much inspire me. You make me want to strive to do better. You make me want to strive and go back to school and learn more and be more. So congratulations. I am so incredibly proud of each and every one of you. And please, if you ever want to reach out, please do that. I'm here to help, here to talk, here to chat and provide anything to you. So thank you again. And thank you to Jessica and thank you to AFCEA for inviting me here tonight.
Wow, what a presentation, Colonel Robinson. Truly inspiring words for all of the scholarship recipients. I wish I had those words from you when I was in their position, but that was a long time ago. Thank you for being here with us. Hopefully next time it will be in person. Okay, so let's go on to the next activity. What I'd like to do is to introduce Gary Rosen, our outgoing president of AFCEA Central Maryland, to address this group. Gary, do you have some words?
I do. Thank you, Jessica, for all that you do to make this night so special. And to borrow Colonel Robinson's words, you clearly have passion and dedication for this. And this night itself is complicated. All the activities leading up to this, none of this would be possible without your passion and dedication. And we all owe you a big round of applause. Thank you so much, Jessica. I'd also like to thank General Shea and Colonel Robinson for your words of advice to our awardees. I'd say heed what they said. It was all great advice. I also want to congratulate the endowed scholars and our military scholarship awardees who we've also already recognized. Congratulate the Kickstarter awardees. I know Colonel Robinson said she'd go back to high school. I think I want to go back to elementary school to learn some cool STEM technologies. I'd also like to congratulate in advance the other scholarship awardees that will happen after I'm off the stage here. And in keeping with the Q&A format, I have a question for Gary. So Gary, what's the best thing about your volunteer role as AFCEA Central Maryland president? That's a great question. And the answer is easy. It's tonight. I feel like I'm stepping into a time machine and getting a glimpse of our future. A future that looks as bright as our awardees and as promising as all their futures are. It's just incredible, the talent that's assembled here in our virtual room. And it amazes me what all of you have accomplished at such a young age, and also what you aspire to do. And one of the things I'll encourage all of you to do is reread your essays about what your dreams were and don't stop chasing those. We'll all be better off if you continue to pursue your passions and show dedication. And with that, I will sit back and enjoy the rest of the evening, hearing again how bright our future is. And thank you once again, Jessica.
Gary, thank you for your career and also for addressing our students. I will say thank you to you, though, because it's been a great year having you at the helm. You did an admirable job leading us during this time of the pandemic, so thank you for your leadership. Up on the screen, you now will see the 2020-2021 Scholarship Committee. These people are the folks who selected the students to receive scholarships tonight. Each committee member evaluates and scores all applications. We then get together as a group to pick the recipients. Each member spends 40 hours or more evaluating and discussing these scholarship applications. And each applicant submits an online application, including several questions, 2 essays, a resume, and 2 letters of recommendation. It's not an easy application. High school students from 5 counties in Maryland, namely Anne Arundel, Baltimore, Carroll, Howard, and Prince George's, as well as Baltimore City, submitted applications from 34 high schools, resulting in 60 qualified applications, from which we selected 20 students to receive our scholarships. These 20 students come from 4 counties and 13 high schools, plus homeschooled students as well. Our scholarship program provides the opportunity for graduating high school seniors to pursue STEM careers. We've been successful at keeping scholarship recipients working with us in national defense, and for that, we are truly grateful. Students, this evening, we will recognize you and celebrate you for the accomplishments that have taken you this far. We know that you will honor us with excellence in your studies. We've asked our sponsors to introduce you and provide the audience with a brief statement about you. We look forward to hearing your response to the question that we have asked you to prepare. The people who introduce you will ask you the question, and then it's your turn. So please be sure to speak loudly and clearly so that everyone can hear you. Each student recipient's picture will be on the screen with information about where they're going to school. Given that we are virtual with attendees muted, we will have virtual applause, as you've already seen during the military scholarship and the Kickstarter grants. When you see the applause sign for each student, feel free to applause. And of course, you can applause through chat. For those of you who have a speaking role, Devin will unmute you when it is your turn, just a reminder. The first set of merit scholarships that we have is a new scholarship this year called the Future Minority Leaders and Technologists Scholarship. This 4-year $10,000 scholarship is given to a minority student graduating from a public high school in Baltimore City or any of the following counties: Anne Arundel, Howard, Carroll, Baltimore, or Prince George's. This scholarship is to help pursue a STEM education followed by a career in the defense, intelligence, or homeland security communities. Students must be academically competitive and well-rounded, a U.S. citizen, and have a cumulative grade point average of at least 3.0 on a 4.0 scale. We have 6 scholarships to award in this category. I'd like to call on Malia Templeton, an account executive at Vision Technologies, to present our first recipient, Aiden Jones. Malia?
Hi, thank you, Jessica, and good evening, everyone. I'm very pleased to be here this evening to introduce scholarship recipient Aiden Jones. Aiden is a senior at Broadneck High School in Annapolis, Maryland. He's a member of the varsity swimming team. He plays club ice hockey and also works full-time as a pool lifeguard over the summer. Aiden is an internship at Johns Hopkins University Applied Physics Lab, where a mentor's been helping him learn computer programming and applying what he learns to projects. He will pursue a bachelor's degree in software engineering or computer science at the University of Maryland, College Park, and wants to work in software development after college. Your question, Aiden: what is a change you'd like to see in the world?
Thank you, Ms. Templeton, for this opportunity. It truly is an honor. A change I would like to see in the world is a shift in the American way of life. And what I mean by this is, in this country, I think we tend to be very focused on efficiency, wealth, and materialism. Rather than working to live, or in other words, working to allow yourself to enjoy things in your life, we as Americans often have this live to work kind of mindset, where we sacrifice the valuable time spent with family and friends, doing things that we enjoy, and ultimately the things that make life meaningful. In other countries, for example, in European countries such as France and Austria, there are even federal laws in place that lead to working citizens having higher effective well-being, as well as higher motivation in the workplace. I believe that if we adopted this work to live mindset, we as a country would be both happier and more productive. Thank you.
Thank you, Aiden, and congratulations.
Thank you, Aiden, and thank you, Malia. Congratulations, Aiden. Our second recipient is Alexander Nguyen, and I'd like to call on Amy Steinberg, Chief Operating Officer at Engineering Solutions, to present this recipient. Amy?
Hi, good evening. Alexander is a senior at Atholton High School in Columbia, Maryland. He competes on the school's varsity tennis team and is the vice president of the Science Olympiad team. He enjoys teaching programming to K through 12 students as a coding instructor at Code Ninjas. In his free time, he loves to play with his dog Ollie and play soccer with his friends. Alex is also a National Merit finalist. He will attend Carnegie Mellon University, where he will pursue a bachelor's degree in electrical computer engineering. Alexander, please tell us what inspires you to pursue your chosen field of study.
I was introduced to engineering through a year-long civil engineering and research competition in middle school called Future City, in which my team was tasked with using the engineering design process to develop a brand new city with the specific goal of repurposing brown spaces and gray spaces. This project was the highlight of my middle school years, and for the first time in my life, I spent countless early mornings and late nights working to perfect our project. It was this project that led me to discover my interest in engineering and how I discovered how much I enjoyed the process of solving problems using engineering. In high school, I was introduced to programming by my father, who is a software engineer. After taking several courses in Java, it quickly became my favorite subject. In school, throughout high school, one of my favorite extracurriculars has been Science Olympiad, more specifically the cryptography event. A problem I discovered while preparing for the state competition was that my teammates and I were running out of ciphers to decrypt. Using the Java skills that we had developed at school, my friend and I were able to create a program that randomly generates practice materials with both encryption and decryption of several unique ciphers, providing an endless supply of practice materials. It was this ability to solve tangible problems through programming and engineering that inspires me to pursue computer engineering. Thank you.
I think you already embody what Colonel Robinson said, and enjoy what you do, and you will go far. So congratulations. And Amy, thank you very much for that introduction. Our third recipient is Erica Abumare, and I'd like to call on Dr. Stacy Trammell, President of Zevda Technologies. Stacy?
Hello, everyone. Can everyone see me?
We can see you. Go right ahead.
Hi, Erica is a senior at Newtown High School in Owens Mill, Maryland. She is the president of her school's African Students Association, a leader in her school's Counseling Advisory Committee, and a member in the National Honor Society and the Black Girls Code Organization. Erica is also a personal tutor for unprivileged students. Erica will pursue a bachelor's degree in computer science in the fall at either University of Southern California or University of Maryland College Park. The question I have for you, Erica, is what contributions do you hope you will be able to add to your chosen field of study once you graduate from college?
Hi, well, I will be studying computer science, and historically, women, Latinos, Pacific Islanders, Native Americans, and Black people have been severely underrepresented in computer science. So after graduating university, I plan on working to bridge the racial and gender gap in computer science. I plan on doing this through offering scholarships to these minority groups and also creating extracurricular activities to expose young girls and minorities to computer science. Thank you.
Thank you for that response, Erica, and congratulations again.
Very admirable. Thank you. And thank you, Dr. Trammell, for your introduction.
Thank you, Jessica.
Our next recipient is Nezuchi Ihini Igwe, and I'd like to call on Tracy Bickle, Director at Collaboraspace, to make this introduction. Tracy?
Good evening, everyone. I'm so pleased to be able to present Nezuchi this evening. She's an 11th grader at River Hill High School in Clarksville, Maryland, graduating 1 year early as part of the class of 2021. She's a member of the varsity cheerleading team, president of Young Democrats, an executive board member of the Howard County Voices for Change advocacy group, an avid Girl Scout since kindergarten, and a recent graduate of the Elk Ridge Junior Firefighters program, having participated since she was 10 years old. Nezuchi is a dual enrolled student at Howard Community College, and in addition to her high school diploma, she'll be graduating this spring with an associate's degree. Creativity is an integral part of her daily life, and she has an extensive art portfolio and awards that showcase this talent. Her linguistic skills include Arabic, French, and most recently Chinese. She plans to pursue her bachelor's degree at Ohio State University in chemical engineering and computer programming. I am immensely impressed. The question I have for you, Macy Jim, is what's the greatest challenge you anticipate as you begin college, and how do you plan to address that challenge?
Thank you for the question, and thank you for the wonderful introduction. I really like this question because I think the challenges that we will face in college are one of the things that high school seniors often think about while we're making our decision process. For me, I think my greatest challenge will be losing my family support network. I have a big family, and they are the ones who've supported me throughout the years and all my endeavors, graduating early, graduating from community college, and just being able to follow my passions. How will I try to solve this? I think I'll just use the different communities that are available at The Ohio State University to try and build that network back up. And of course, the AFCEA communities as well, because I think that having that support network is something that's very important for my future plans and for being able to be successful in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and congratulations again.
Congratulations, Nezichim, and thank you, Tracy. Our next recipient is Jana Liu, and I've asked Phil Green, president of Inaplex LLC, to make this introduction. So Phil?
Hi. Jana Liu is a senior at Arundel Senior High School in Odenton, Maryland. She is an officer of Arundel's National Math Honor Society and Science Olympiad team. She plays the piano and attends statewide piano competitions and festivals throughout the year. Jana is an Aspire intern at the Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Laboratory, where she is currently conducting antenna modeling research. She plans to attend the University of Maryland College Park as a computer science major in the Honors College's ACES cybersecurity program. The question I have for you, Jana, is, you obviously had a lot of choices. Why did you decide on the University of Maryland College Park? And I'm sure it's not just because of the tagline, Go Terrapin.
First off, thank you for the wonderful introduction. And absolutely, I think UMD was kind of an obvious choice for me, just because it's such a great school for my intended major, and it was also my most affordable choice. I really like big schools, since it just means that I have a lot of new people to meet, and UMD is like a huge school with a really diverse student body, faculty, and kind of professors. And not to mention, since I was invited into their honors college, I'm able to kind of get the best of both worlds, in that I have a small community of people who I already share a similar interest with and kind of professional goals with. At the same time, I'm able to meet a lot of different people who might not be interested in computer science, but who I might share other similar hobbies and just general kind of beliefs with. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you.
So thank you so much for that, Jana.
Congratulations, Jana, and thank you, Phil. And Jana, as well as the rest of the students, please note how many of you will be attending the University of Maryland College Park in the fall. I'd love to be able to introduce each one of you through email, so let me know and I'll be happy to make that introduction. You never know when you might find somebody right next door. Two more future minority leaders and technologists merit scholarships to address. The next one will be presented to Ryan Hernandez by Charlie Brown. Charlie is a retired senior executive from NSA. He's very active and concerned about national security matters, and he consults selectively with private clients. So Charlie?
So good evening, and Ryan, it's a pleasure to introduce you. Ryan Hernandez is a senior at Atholton High School in Columbia. He's on the varsity soccer team. He's on the varsity lacrosse team. He's in the National Honor Society. He's in the Spanish Honor Society. He's in the National Technical Honor Society. And very uniquely, he's the founder of the Atholton High School Fishing Club. He works part-time at a local Food Lion. He takes classes at Howard Community College to give him a head start on his college track. And he plans to attend Ohio State University to study electrical engineering in their honors program. And Ryan, the question we have of you is, what advice would you give your friends, siblings, family, a classmate in terms of helping them become successful in a STEM career?
Thank you, Mr. Brown. So the field of STEM has a large range of different paths and careers that you can choose from. So my advice to a younger sibling, friend, or classmate for them to successfully pursue a STEM career is to try a little bit of everything at a young age. You can do this through clubs, classes, or even do some research by yourself. This will give you a foundation of what you are interested in and not interested in for when you grow up. This will also give you an idea of which classes you want to start taking in high school, and then eventually what you're going to major in college. My biggest piece of advice is to always keep an open mind and never limit yourself in the field of STEM. Thank you.
Thanks, Ryan.
Ryan, what you said matches very well to what we heard from Colonel Robinson this evening. So very nice. Thank you. Congratulations. And thank you, Charlie. The next scholarship that we have, and this is our last Future Minority Leaders and Technologists Merit Scholarship, goes to Sonia Albert. And I'd like to have Dr. Vince DeLosa, Senior Solutions Architect at Praxis Engineering, present this recipient. Vince?
Thanks, Jessica. Good evening. Sonia is a student at Atherton High School in Columbia, Maryland. She's a student leader on the first robotics team and student women engineers, and a member of the National Technical Honor Society. She also works part-time at the Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Lab. Her non-STEM interests include Russian language, piano, and martial arts. Sonia takes classes at Howard Community College to get a jump on her college courses. She will pursue a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering in the fall at University of Maryland College Park. The question we have for you, Sonia, is, what are some misconceptions about STEM and how can you challenge them?
Thank you for the introduction. I also want to say that I'm very grateful to AFCEA and the sponsors for the scholarship. There are so many misconceptions about STEM that it was hard to narrow it down. The couple that really came to mind are how people assume that engineers work in a solitary environment and tend not to have many outside interests. But one of the things that I love about engineering is not only do we solve important problems, but we work as a team with a lot of different people who bring so many different skills and ideas to the table. For my high school robotics team, I was a mechanical lead last year, and this year I'm the outreach and communications coordinator. These experiences have taught me that it isn't enough to only have technical skills, but it's also really important to have communication and social skills. I've also found that most people that I work with in STEM, both in my robotics club and in my internship, have numerous outside interests that don't get highlighted enough in STEM. One of the things that I just did as soon as I accepted my UMD offer is I joined both the Out in STEM club and the linguistics club. So in addition to studying mechanical engineering, I hope to continue my Russian language studies and then learn Swahili during my time at UMD to hopefully help me in a future career. Thank you.
Thank you for your words, Sonia. Very good. And thank you. Congratulations. And thank you, Vince, for introducing Sonia. Congratulations to all of our Future Minority Leaders and Technologist Merit Scholarship recipients. Let's now turn to our named Merit Scholarships. The first named scholarship is for a gentleman who held a long and distinguished career dedicated to national security. I'm referring to the George R. Cotter Merit Scholarship. This scholarship is given in honor of Mr. George Cotter. George was instrumental in establishing these AFCEA scholarships years ago. Last October, George was one of 5 people to be inducted into the Cryptologic Hall of Honor at NSA. For over a half a century, George fostered the adoption of advanced technology in support of NSA's mission. He led the agency in adopting high-performance computers and adapting them to the mission, and was the founding director of the National Computer Security Center. His influence on computerization extended to the entire intelligence community and foreign partners. George and his wife, Wendy, are here this evening with us on this virtual presentation. George, congratulations on your recent award, and we really appreciate both of you participating in this event this evening. This scholarship is a $10,000 scholarship, 4-year scholarship given to a student from the Fort Meade area pursuing a technology field of study with the intent of working in support of national security. I'd like to call on Marty Leshin, president of Varon Technologies, to present the recipient of this scholarship, Justin Liang.
Thanks, Jessica. It's my honor to present Justin Liang tonight. Justin is a senior at Centennial High School in Ellicott City, Maryland. His favorite classes have been math and Project Lead the Way courses, and has developed an interest in engineering. He is founder and president of the Centennial Music Outreach Program and the Eagles Tutoring Program. He is a member of the National Honor Society. Outside of school, Justin has studied violin, piano, and martial arts for more than 12 years, and has participated in orchestras such as the Maryland All-State and the Baltimore Symphony Youth Orchestra. Justin plans to attend Virginia Tech to pursue a bachelor's in computer engineering. He aspires to work for the Department of Defense. The question I have for you, Michael, is if you could have dinner with one technology leader, who would it be and why?
Hello, thank you for the great introduction. If I could eat dinner with one leader from the technology field, it would be Alan Turing, who was a mathematician and computer scientist and cryptanalyst. Alan Turing played a pivotal role in the British for the British during World War II. He was an extremely influential figure in cracking the Enigma, which was Germany's seemingly unbreakable cryptography machine. Turing led the British intelligence project Alpha in creating the bomb bay. While much of his work and the Enigma are currently well over my head, I hope to someday understand his work and fully embrace its influence in the war. However, for me, it is his perseverance and focus that particularly stands out for me. With the war reaching the millions in terms of deaths, he must have had a lot of pressure to finish his work as soon as possible. On top of that, he was a homosexual living in a time where they were heavily looked down upon in British society. With all of that add together, for me, it's absolutely amazing that he was able to focus and complete his work in the speed that he did. I would love to talk to him about his mentality when working and his approaches to solving such huge feat. I'd like to ask him what mindset he began when he put himself in when he began his projects. I hope in college to demonstrate that kind of focus in my studies and even with the distractions of college life going around me. Thank you.
Thanks, Justin, and congratulations again.
Thank you, Marty. Congratulations, Justin. This is only the second year for this next scholarship. This scholarship is named for an AFCEA Central Maryland leader, Kathleen Bergansky, who lost her life suddenly in February of last year. Kathleen was an active AFCEAN at the local Central Maryland chapter level and at the international level as well. She spent over 30 years in this defense industrial base providing program management and business development support for major corporations. Kathleen made a major mark on our community, both in industry and in government, and she was a close friend of mine. In fact, she was a friend to many, and I just found out last week about another person who remembers Kathleen fondly. That would be Jim Clark, President and CEO of TMAC. Jim told me that Kathleen gave him and his company their first subcontract 12 years ago, and then helped them to staff that subcontract. Jim made a $2,500 donation in Kathleen's memory to support this scholarship last week. Jim cannot be with us tonight, but let me say how much AFCEA and all who know Kathleen thank you for the generous opportunity to support Kathleen's legacy. I'd like to recognize Kathleen's husband, Mike, and his daughter, Kelly, and Katie, who unfortunately got called away. who are here with us this evening. Please know that there's been a great deal of chatter on social media in the past 2 weeks, remembering Kathleen and remembering what a wonderful person she was. Thank you for being here to help us honor Kathleen.
Thank you. We're honored to be here.
Yes.
This scholarship is named in her memory and is called the Kathleen Burgansky Women in Cyber Scholarship. This $10,000 merit scholarship is awarded to a high school senior female student that plans to pursue a 4-year degree program with a cybersecurity, information assurance, or related major or concentration. Our recipient for this scholarship, Celine Burke, told me last week that she was offered and has accepted a full scholarship to the University of Maryland, College Park. And she asked that we give her scholarship to another candidate. This is the first time that this has ever happened. Celine, let me say that you are an amazing person. Your thoughtfulness is indicative of being a very caring person, very much like Kathleen Burgansky. We will be proud to include you in the AFCEA family as you succeed in the future, and we look forward to one day having you join this community. This evening, Celine, we'd still like to recognize you and celebrate you. And I'd like to call on Brooke Kessler, who's a senior director at Parsons Corporation, to present Celine Burke.
Thank you, Jessica, and good evening, everyone. I can't express the caliber, the honor, the heart and the soul that Kathleen certainly brought to so many of us that are attending tonight's awards night. Just her family, the intelligence community, AFCEA, and all the things that she touched, just continue to forever miss her. So as we celebrate you, Celine, we certainly want to have displayed what the depth of this scholarship certainly represents. So Celine Burke is a senior from Howard County, Maryland. She's a strong proponent for hands-on learning, enjoys technical extracurriculars. In addition to her busy homeschool schedule, you can either find her passionately working on a robotics team or reading an interesting book. But some of the most exciting and challenging things she's participated in during her high school are the internships. During her junior year, she interned at the Applied Physics Lab, while the following year, she interned at Lockheed Martin in their Cyber Innovations Division. She plans to study computer science at the University of Maryland, College Park, and hopes to work in the intelligence community after graduation. So Celine, we have the question for you. AFCEA's core values include ethics, visionary leadership, commitment, quality, education, and diversity. So please share with us your perspective on how one of these values is important to you in becoming a successful STEM professional.
Thank you for that introduction. It's a true honor to be here today. Reflecting on those core values, it's really hard to choose one that is the most important. But for me, there's definitely one that stands above the rest. In fact, I believe that without this value, none of the others matter. Being a visionary leader is a great value to have, but it doesn't matter much if you are not also an ethical leader. Educating students and providing them with STEM skills is important, but only if we teach them to use those skills ethically. STEM has the power to change the world and make people's lives better, but it also has the power to do great harm when ethics are ignored. Using STEM, we have the power to do great things, to be a force for change, to use our skills to do good. And I know if I make that my focus, I'll be a successful and fulfilled STEM professional. Thank you.
Congratulations, Celine.
Congratulations, Celine. Brooke, thank you for presenting Celine and for your additional kind words about Kathleen. As we move on to the next scholarship is the Timothy J. Sheehan Scholarship. This scholarship is given in memory of Timothy Sheehan, who is an instrumental member of the Central Maryland chapter. He was a past president and he sat on our board of directors for many years. He was a key leader in supporting our annual intelligence symposiums. He helped to grow the Central Maryland Scholarship Program, and he was a good friend to many of us. I knew him very well. Upon his untimely death in 2007, AFCEA Central Maryland created this scholarship in his memory. Unfortunately, Tim's family is unable to attend this evening, but we are in their thoughts as we present tonight. This 4-year, $10,000 scholarship is awarded to a high school senior from the Fort Meade area planning to enter a science or engineering field of study supportive of the military, defense, or intelligence community. I'd like to call on Heather Hogan, president of Red Arch Solutions, to present our recipient, Chad Brown.
Jessica. So Chad is a graduating senior and homeschooled until he began attending Anne Arundel Community College in his junior year of high school. This month, he will receive an Associates of Science degree in computer science. Chad is one of 5 children in an active duty Coast Guard family living on Fort Meade. Chad has been a competitive all-year swimmer since a young age. He is a classically trained pianist and has been playing since the age of 6. With his proficiency in piano, he has led church youth bands and played at assistant living homes. He recently began tutoring computer science, Calculus 1, Calculus 2 for Anne Arundel Community College. Chad will attend University of Notre Dame in South Bend, Indiana, where he hopes to attain a bachelor's degree in computer science. So Chad, here's your question. What high-tech company inspires you based on their technical achievements and why?
Thank you for the introduction, Ms. Hogan. I would say the company that inspires me the most and I find most fascinating in the high-tech field would be MITRE, which stands for MIT Research, and they are an independent contractor organization that does research for the government in the field primarily of cybersecurity, although they do research in many other fields. That's the one that I find most interesting of what they're working because it's the one that I'm most interested in. And I've been fortunate to speak to people who work at MITRE, and I talked to someone about their work on facial recognition and voice recognition using machine learning. And I've read a lot about what they've worked on with quantum computing and blockchains. And I think they are just such a fascinating company, and I would definitely love to work for them someday. So.
Thank you, Chad. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Heather, and congratulations, Chad. Our 4th named scholarship is one that is presented by the AFCEA Central Maryland Women in Intelligence Group, or WIG. This 4-year scholarship, called the Women in Technology Scholarship, is presented to a female high school senior planning to enter a science or engineering field of study supportive of the military, defense, or intelligence community. I'd like to ask Nurali Chawla, Managing Director at KPMG and a member of the WIG, to present this scholarship to our recipient, Angela Vu.
Thank you, Jessica. Good evening, everybody. I'm so pleased to introduce Angela Vu. Angela is a senior at Atherton High School in Columbia, Maryland. She is the mechanical lead of her high school first robotics team, the founder of her high school ultimate Frisbee club, a flight sergeant in the Civil Air Patrol Howard Squadron, and an enthusiastic participant in Canada's National Design League Designathons. She has dabbled in cybersecurity topics through Cyber Patriot and Capture the Flag cybersecurity challenges like CyberStart. Currently, she's an intern at the Johns Hopkins University Applied Physics Laboratory. She plans to major in mechanical engineering and a minor in computer science at Cornell University. The question we have for you, Angela, is what non-STEM college courses are you most looking forward to and why?
First of all, I want to say thank you to AFCEA and the sponsors for awarding me this scholarship. It is truly an honor. I love this question because although I'm very passionate about STEM, I believe it's important to be balanced and be exposed to more than just STEM. So one of the non-STEM courses I'd like to take is Intro to Psychology, because it'd be interesting to learn how the human mind works, why people feel a certain way or do certain things. And I've always wanted to take AP Psychology in high school, but it never fit in my schedule. I'd also like to take Intro to Digital Photography because I love taking photos, especially of nature. And as you might know, Cornell has a lot of surrounding nature. I hope to learn how to better capture the beauty of the world and preserve fond memories. Finally, an opportunity that I couldn't miss going to Cornell would be taking Intro to Wines, which is Cornell's most popular elective. So I will be learning about wines, and it will definitely help me in my future adult life, being able to understand the terms on a wine label and which foods best pair with which wines. And that'll help me in ordering wines in the future when if I go to dinner with colleagues or go out with friends. Thank you.
Thank you and congratulations. That sounds interesting. I hope you can share what you learned with us later.
Especially about the wine part, right, Nerali?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Congratulations, Angela, and thank you very much, Nerali. This next scholarship is the Cyber Studies Scholarship. We established this scholarship to support the government, military, and industry future workforce needs in various cyber specialties. Our Cyber Studies Scholarship is awarded to a high school senior that plans to pursue a 4-year degree program with a cybersecurity, information assurance, or related major or concentration. And this is also a $10,000 scholarship. I'd like to ask Quentin Smith, co-founder and chief operating officer of S/X Technology Partners, to present our recipient, Joseph Hecht. Quentin?
Thank you, Jessica. Good evening, everyone. It's my honor to introduce Joseph Hecht. He is a senior in the Information Technology program at Eastern Technology High School in Essex, Maryland, which is in Baltimore County. He is the captain of the school's its academic team, and he's a member of the varsity lacrosse team of the Future Business Leaders of America and the National Honor Society. Joseph has competed in multiple cybersecurity competitions. He actively participates in the Boy Scouts and is an assistant Sunday school teacher. He also works as a courtesy clerk at a local grocery store. And he plans to attend the University of Maryland at College Park and pursue a bachelor's degree in computer engineering. Joseph, the question we have for you is, what non-academic pursuit has added to your personal success?
Thank you for the introduction, Mr. Smith. And I'd also like to thank the AFCEA for the amazing opportunity. It's hard to pick just one pursuit, but my involvement in Boy Scouts has been quite important to my personal success. Aside from the life skills I learned, like first aid and tying some cool knots, it also helped me grow personally in multiple aspects of my life. The many service projects I was able to assist in helped me understand the importance of community and like how much one person can do. And my time as quartermaster of my troop helped me with my planning, organizational, and management skills. Having to keep track of a trailer, shed, and everything for a troop of 50 plus kids and adults was a real challenge that pushed me forward and helped me grow. Finally, I was able to visit Philmont Scout Ranch in the summer of 2019, and planning for that amazing trip and going on the 70-mile trek, it definitely took a lot of perseverance and determination, and just all around Boy Scouts helped me grow to the person I am today. Thank you.
Yeah, great answer, Joseph. Thank you. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Joseph, and thank you, Quentin, for the introduction. Our next set of scholarships is our Skinner Scholarships. These scholarships are named for John and Angie Skinner. They were an important part of the AFCEA family through Captain Skinner's leadership in the early days of the chapter. This $10,000 scholarship is awarded to graduating high school seniors who excel academically and are pursuing a field of study in science, technology, and engineering fields supportive of national defense. Tonight, Jennifer Andelman, the niece of John and Angie Skinner, was supposed to be with us, but unfortunately got called away due to another commitment at the last minute. She sends her congratulations to all of the Skinner recipients. We have 7 Skinner scholarships to present this evening. I'd like to call on Ben Phillips, Vice President of Analytics and Capabilities at Brain Trust, an Everwatch company, to present the first Skinner scholarship to Carrie Giesler. Ben?
Thanks, Jessica. It's my pleasure to introduce Carrie Giesler. Carrie is a senior at Westminster High School in Westminster, Maryland, where she completed the Project Lead the Way engineering program at the Carroll County Career and Technology Center. She is co-founder and co-president of the Spanish National Honor Society and co-vice president of the Tri-M Music Honor Society. She is also an active member of the National Honor Society. Carrie is passionate about serving others and has completed over 1,000 hours of community service, including a project she founded called Unsung Heroes. This project recognizes the work of staff members at her high school. Carrie is ranked first in her class of 400 students and has recently been selected as a candidate for the U.S. Presidential Scholars Program. She has also earned the AAPPL Seal of Biliteracy for Spanish and the AP Scholar with Distinction Award. She plans to attend Princeton University and obtain her bachelor's degree in aerospace engineering. So Carrie, the question we have for you is, which of your achievements, and there are quite a few of them, brings you the most pride and why?
Thank you so much, Mr. Phillips, for that wonderful introduction. And thank you to AFCEA for this incredible opportunity. I would say that my proudest achievement is my Spanish Seal of Biliteracy. I have always loved the beautiful Spanish language, but learning it has never come easily to me. I especially struggled in my Honors Spanish 4 class. When I began Spanish 4, it had been over a year since my previous Spanish class, so I was very rusty in my language skills, but I was determined that I was going to succeed. So I sought out new resources and new study methods, and gradually my skills started to improve. I gained confidence, and at the end of the class, we took the Apple language test, and to my utter shock, I passed and earned my Seal of Biliteracy. And that brings me a lot of pride because I think it shows that my dedication and my perseverance did pay off in the end, and that I was capable of more than I could have imagined. And really earning my seal gave me the confidence to found the first chapter of Spanish Honor Society at my high school. And this has been a great opportunity for me to give back because now I'm able to help other students at my high school who struggle to learn Spanish like I did. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Ben, and congratulations, Carrie. I'd like to call on Robin Kreis, Proposal Manager at Vitegrity, to present the second Skinner Scholarship to Emma Bosey. Robin?
Thank you, Jessica. I'm pleased to be here this evening to introduce Emma Bosey. Emma is a senior at Wild Lake High School in Columbia, Maryland. She is a member of the Backstage Dance Studio Competition Team, Mu Alpha Theta Math Honor Society, National Honor Society, and captain of the Wild Lake Dance Company. Emma takes classes at Howard Community College to get a jump on her college courses. She received the AP Scholar with Distinction Award and was her high school's US Presidential Scholar this past year. Emma plans to attend Pennsylvania State University to pursue a bachelor's degree in computational mathematics. She wants to work as a data analyst following graduation. Our question for you, Emma, is, the future holds a lot of unknowns. What makes you feel anxious about the future?
I just want to start off by thanking everybody and also saying that I'm so honored to be here. I would definitely say that the unknowns and uncertainty of the future are what make me so anxious about it. Obviously, the coronavirus has brought a lot of challenges this year between adjusting to the new normal it's created and also constantly asking the question of what the next few months could look like. And this question is draining to think about, but it's also further motivated me to want to be a data analyst so that I could help handle or plan or analyze for something like this if it were to happen again in the future. And on top of everything that's kind of stressful with coronavirus, I'm at such a pivotal moment in my life where I'm starting to gain more control and I'm making decisions that really are going to affect and shape my future. And there's always a voice in the back of my head where I'm wondering, did I make the right choice about the school I'm going to? Did I pick the right major? And can I succeed on this path that I've made for myself and find my place in the world? It's definitely scary to think about all that, but I'm also very excited for the new challenges that I'm going to face and the new opportunities that will come up. And I can't wait to see what my future unfolds. And I'm also so grateful to AFCEA for helping me reach that future. Thank you.
Thank you, Emma, and congratulations.
Thank you, Robin. And Emma, given your accomplishments to date, I don't think you have anything to worry about with your future. I know that you're going to attack it head on. The next scholarship will be presented by Kathy Garrison, Account Executive for Raytheon Technologies. And our next recipient is Imad Sayed. Kathy?
Thank you, Jessica, and I'm really pleased to be here. Imad is a senior at North County High School in the STEM Magnet program in the Nanotechnology and Materials Science Pathway in Glen Burnie, Maryland. He serves as the president for the Social Studies National Honor Society and for the Bullseye 4-H Club. He is actively involved in the National Honor Society, the Science National Honor Society, and the math team. He has held leadership positions in the Science National Honor Society and the Technology Student Association. He works half-time as an electrical apprentice at Colonial Electric Company, Incorporated, and part-time as an Aspire intern with the Johns Hopkins University of Applied Physics Laboratory. Imad is currently enrolled at the University of Maryland, College Park for advanced math and English courses. He plans to pursue a bachelor's degree in electrical and aerospace engineering at the University of Maryland, College Park. My question for you, Imad, is where do you think you'll be in 5 years?
Thank you, Ms. Garrison, for that introduction, and thank you, AFCEA, for this honor. The next 5 years will be very exciting. I hope to complete a dual Bachelor of Science degree in Electrical and Aerospace Engineering with a minor in Nuclear Engineering. I look forward to meeting wonderful folks in the Gemstone Honors College, where I can bounce off ideas and do something more meaningful for the community. I hope to build on my recently completed open source 3D microscope built out of DVD drives for biomedical imaging and educational purposes. I hope to enhance my knowledge and experience to develop a laser surgery setup with similar devices to make cancer treatments more effective. I hope to also advance my understanding in the application of these fields in performing basic research for the advancement of electrical and nuclear power in aerospace and in biomedical applications. I look forward to participating in research projects and exploring interdisciplinary topics so that I have a better sense of how to apply knowledge to solve bigger problems. I hope to be working towards developing miniaturized fusion reactors to use in robotic systems and fusion-based rocket propulsion systems, along with expanding the bounds of medical physics. I hope to be working in teams with diverse colleagues to develop solutions that can address the problems of the community. Thank you very much.
Wow, I'm sure you're going to do well. Thank you.
When you are finished learning and doing all of that, please come back and teach it to all of us. Outstanding. Thank you very much. The next Skinner Scholarship recipient is Jacob McGregor. And I'd like to have Al Dunn, Director of Business Development for SAIC, present this recipient.
Congratulations, Jacob. Jacob McGregor is a senior at Manchester Valley High School in Carroll County. He is a member of the varsity tennis team, an Eagle Scout, president of the engineering club, treasurer of the FBLA, and works as a soccer referee. I'm sure nobody disagrees with your calls. Jacob has earned the AP Scholar with Distinction Honor. He plans to attend the University of Maryland, College Park to pursue his bachelor's degree in engineering through their Scholars Program. He wants to work for either the Department of Defense or a military contractor in Maryland following graduation from college. And Jacob, we will be happy to have you back. The question we have for you, Jacob, is, as you grow as a student and an adult, what ways do you plan to help and support your friends, classmates, and colleagues in their pursuit of their life ambitions?
All right, thank you very much for the introduction. I've always made it a goal to support my friends whenever they need it. For example, when they needed help applying to college, I would look over their application essays and assist them with things like studying for the SATs. Throughout high school, I worked to support my classmates by becoming a tutor with the National Honor Society, and I always made myself available for classmates that needed my help. In addition to continuing this throughout college, I also intend to become a teaching assistant so I can help my peers succeed throughout challenging courses. In the future, I look forward to working in a collaborative environment with my coworkers. I believe that only together we become our best selves, and at my future job, surrounded by a room full of driven engineers, I feel that our potential success will be unlimited and anything is attainable. Throughout my life, I've been on a personal mission to uplift those around me, and I want to do the same in helping people close to me pursue their life ambitions. Thank you again for selecting me for the scholarship.
Thank you, Jacob. And I can assure you the greatest things you'll get out of life is helping others.
Thank you, Al, and congratulations, Jacob. Scott Sheldon, Senior Vice President for Strategic Growth at PCI, a BigBear.ai company, will now present Christopher Ledard with his Skinner Scholarship. Scott?
Thank you, Jessica. Christopher Ledard, a senior at Centennial High School, is a research assistant at the Center for International and Security Studies at Maryland at the University of Maryland, College Park, where he works to create a public repository of international cyber threats and perform risk analysis on U.S. critical infrastructure. He also serves as the president of the Howard County Association of Student Councils and has previously served as student body president at his school. A strong believer in service, Chris volunteers in several community groups and is a commissioner on the Maryland Governor's Commission on Service and Volunteerism. In his free time, Chris plays tuba in the Capitol Focus Jazz Band and enjoys spending time in the outdoors as a proud Eagle Scout. Chris hopes to study computer science and economics at Princeton University with a focus on cybersecurity and technology policy. The question we have for you, Christopher, is: leadership is an important quality that often leads to success. How do you view yourself as a leader?
Thank you very much for the introduction, and thank you to AFCEA and sponsors for this wonderful opportunity. So when I think of myself as a leader, one of the words that comes to my mind is vision. Now, when a lot of us think about vision, we think about leaders that have some broader plan for society, like Thomas Edison or Vint Cerf or Bill Gates. But I think of vision as something much smaller and more intimate and more practical. When I'm leading others, I see it as my biggest responsibility to take kind of a zoomed out, higher level approach that allows me to fit a wide array of my team members' contributions and ideas and skills, and combine that together into one cohesive outcome to accomplish our mission. And that in itself requires a lot of kind of behind the scenes planning, coordinating, and frankly, assembling to make sure that whatever I'm leading comes out in one piece and something that's seamless. But I think that type of administrative skill and that type of vision to be able to look at the big picture is something I've been blessed with and something I'm thankful to have. So thank you again for the question and for this opportunity.
Great answer. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott, and congratulations, Christopher. All right, we have two more Skinner scholarships to present. The next one will be to Keshuv Ganapathy, and I'd like to ask James Moore, Chief Operations Officer at Peterson Technology, to introduce Keshuv. James, you are on mute. Thank you.
Good evening. Thank you. Keshuv is a senior at Centennial High School in Ellicott City, Maryland, where he's part of the school's Computer Science Academy. He is the president of the Pioneers Computer Science Club, president of the German Honor Society, and member of the varsity tennis team. Additionally, Keshuv is one of the two founders of WebPoint, an organization that creates web pages to help local businesses. He is also a published researcher and a frequent hackathon competitor. In his free time, Keshuv enjoys playing basketball, chess, and listening to music. He plans to pursue his bachelor's degree in computer science at the University of Maryland, College Park. The question we have for you, Keshuv, is, while applying for colleges and filling out applications, what did you learn about yourself?
Thank you for the introduction, and it's an honor to be here today. While applying to colleges, I learned three main things about myself. First of all, after hours of essay writing and self-reflection, I funneled down my personal ambitions and goals. I've come to realize I would like to have the professional goal of combining my interests in machine learning and helping others. Secondly, I've become more appreciative of the people that helped me. My family, friends, teachers were all integral in helping me refine my essays, send documents on time, etc. And without them, the college application process would have been close to impossible. Lastly, throughout high school, I've kept on setting higher standards for myself, but never took the time to reflect on my past accomplishments. The college application process gave me the opportunity to look back on all that I've achieved throughout the entirety of high school. From publishing research to helping the local Chinese school with their new website, I'm proud of the way I use my passion for computer science to help those around me.
Excellent. Congratulations, Kashu.
Thank you.
Thank you, James, and congratulations, Kashu. The last Skinner Scholarship recipient is Nabila Ibrahim. John Tyrell, Executive Director at Mantech International, will present this recipient. John?
Thank you, Jessica, and congratulations, Nabila. Nabila is a senior at the Western School of Technology and Environmental Science in Catonsville, Maryland. She is a member of Skills USA, the president of her school's National Technical Honor Society, the founder of her school's Hack Club, and works as a data science research intern at the Johns Hopkins University Applied Physics Lab. Additionally, she is a volunteer, teaching Arabic over the summer and coaching basketball in her community center. Nabila has earned awards, including the National AP Scholar Award and the Best Beginner Hack Award at University of Maryland's Technica 2019 Hackathon. She plans to attend the University of Maryland College Park to pursue her bachelor's degree in computer science. The question we have for you, Nabila, is, would you please tell us about a significant mentor who helped you to decide what field of study to pursue?
Thank you so much for the introduction. So the mentor who has helped me the most to decide the field to pursue was Mr. Foster. And as you can see, the field I want to pursue is computer science. And Mr. Foster was my computer science teacher from 9th to 11th grade, and his mentorship was key in cultivating my interest in this subject. When I entered my first computer science class, I was nervous because I didn't have that much of a programming background. But Mr. Foster taught our class from the basics and was always ready to explain things we were confused about. He engaged us with fun and interesting programming projects, and through this, I was able to explore and learn about the vastness of the computer science field. And I'm grateful I had Mr. Foster as a mentor, and yeah, thank you.
Well, congratulations, Nabila, and thank you, Mr. Foster.
Thank you, John. Well said, and congratulations, Nabila. Those were our 7 Skinner Scholarship recipients. Congratulations. Now we have one more scholarship to present this evening. We introduced the Chrissy Bob Scholarship this year, and we have a recipient to award this scholarship to. Chrissy's parents, John and Patty Sissel, are here with us this evening. Thank you for joining us as we honor Chrissy. Let me tell you a little bit about Chrissy. Christina, or Chrissy Bob, was a local Marylander and an instrumental member of the Central Maryland chapter. She served as the vice president of the Young AFCEAN community, and she grew the chapter and events through a mutual sense of teamwork across numerous companies and organizations. In 2018, she became president-elect of the Young AFCEAN board. Sadly, this was also the same year that she passed away, far too young, from ovarian cancer. Chrissy was a truly gifted communicator with an adaptable and a quirky sense of humor. She could walk into a room full of strangers and be friends with just about everyone in no time at all. These traits made her the perfect leader for the Young AFCEANs. She was a strong and determined woman who worked hard at everything that she did. Chrissy attended Anne Arundel Community College, and then she went on to finish her degree at Towson University. The Chrissy Bob Scholarship recognizes a graduating high school senior who has chosen to attend Anne Arundel Community College. This scholarship is to help pursue a STEM education followed by a career in defense, intelligence, or homeland security. This scholarship is valued at $5,000 for a 2-year degree. I'd like to ask Kirsten Miller-Jones, Vice President of Business Development at Constellation Technologies, to present our recipient, Michael LaValle. Kirsten?
Thank you, Jessica. Thank you to John and Patty for being here this evening. Your daughter was very much loved in this community and honored to give this a scholarship out this evening. Michael LaValle is a senior at Severna Park High School in Severna Park, Maryland. He is an Eagle Scout with Boy Scout Troop 855, a member of the National Honor Society, French Language Honor Society, Technology Student Association, Vex Robotics Club, and a computer repair club. Michael's an active member of his church and also volunteers as an altar server. Additionally, Michael has taken classes at Anne Arundel Community College as a high school student through their early college access program and plans to continue on pursuing an associate's degree at AACC in cybersecurity or engineering. Michael then plans to earn a bachelor's degree at either the University of Maryland or Rochester Institute of Technology. He would like to work in the government defense arena, defending our country against cyber attacks and other forms of computer crime. So very impressive background, young man. So last question of the evening goes to you. It's better be a good one. What are one or two accomplishments that have distinguished you from others?
Well, thank you, Ms. Miller-Jones, for that wonderful introduction, and thank you to AFCEA and all the sponsors for this wonderful opportunity. One achievement I take a lot of pride in is earning the rank of Eagle Scout. For 10 months during the pandemic, I formulated and planned out the construction of a fence around my church's recycling dumpster, taking measurements, making 3D models, that kind of stuff. And I had to get a lot of approvals and fill out a lot of paperwork before I could even start constructing my project. One of the best parts was fundraising, as I spoke at all the masses one Sunday, and we received much more money than anticipated. The parishioners at my church are very generous. My favorite part of the project by far, though, was leading the younger scouts and teaching them valuable skills that will serve them well later in life. At the end of the day, with the help of a few scouts, we made short work of the project, and it felt very good to serve my church and my community. Now that I have the honor of bearing the Eagle Scout rank, but more importantly, I was given the opportunity to help my church and my community. I hope to put project management and leadership skills I learned to good use at college and in a career in cybersecurity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Michael. I'll hand it back to you, Jessica. Congratulations
And
to everybody.
Michael. Wow, we made it. It's done. So what I'd like to do is to take this opportunity to congratulate all of the scholarship recipients. We are going to turn on the microphones for all of the panelists, and we would like to get a big round of applause for everyone. So applause, Mr.
Congratulations. Good job, everyone.
Good job, guys.
Good
awesome,
job.
guys.
Very impressive.
Good looking class too. Thank you everyone for helping us celebrate. May this be the beginning of a successful college career that leads you back to us here in the Central Maryland area. We welcome you with open arms, and we can't wait to see you again as soon as you finish your degree, or maybe even sooner through our intern outreach program while you're in college. And you'll get more information about that program towards the end of your first semester. Bob Mullen is our chapter president for the upcoming 2021-2022 year. I'd like to ask Bob if he'd say a few words.
Thank you, Jessica. To our student scholars, congratulations on your accomplishments. You've worked hard. Your hard work and achievements have been recognized tonight with the scholarships that have been awarded to you. We truly wish you the best in your future endeavors. We know you will succeed, and we hope to work with you in the future. To our AFCEA Central Maryland sponsors, thank you for your generous support. Your continued support enabled AFCEA Central Maryland to recognize these student scholars with their awards tonight. Thank you very much. And to Jessica, your dedication, passion, as well as the tremendous amount of time and effort you devote to the AFCEA Central Maryland Scholarship Program are clearly evident by tonight's successful event. On behalf of the AFCEA Central Maryland Board of Directors, the Executive Committee, our sponsors and members, thank you very much for your leadership and support. I look forward to another successful AFCEA Central Maryland season and working with you on the scholarship committee next year. Thank you, Jessica, and back to you.
Thank you, Bob. It's really a team effort, and I have a wonderful group of people that work with me on this. Before we end, I would like to say this is the beginning of a new start for our students who are here tonight. Our outgoing president, Gary Rosen, wrote a poem last year that is very apropos for tonight. Please, everyone, read along, follow along as Gary reads this out loud. So Gary, over to you.
Thank you, Jessica. Before I read, I would say, I really have one more question for all the awardees. When do you get any sleep? And then I also learned, I'm embarrassed to say that I had no idea that MIT and MITRE was Massachusetts Institute of Technology. And I also learned why my niece enjoyed going to Cornell so much. Must have been fun. So yeah, here's something I wrote, and as an engineer who became a writer late in life, it proves you can do anything. So you're about to start a journey, explorers headed into an uncharted sea. AFCEA is happy to provide support to help you navigate towards your degree. As you cast off and begin, exciting new adventures await. Each challenge will bring with it knowledge. You control your future fate. If you enter rough waters, support can be found through friends and family that will always be around. You represent our future with skills that shine bright, and the results of your efforts fill the world with more light. When this journey's over, there's a new one to start, a STEM career where you'll make a difference, one we're proud to have played a small part. Thank you again, Jessica, and congratulations again to all the awardees.
Thank you, Gary. I think that this poem says it all. So before we end this evening, I want you to know that there have been 3 people behind the scenes tonight, making sure that we would get through this program successfully. So I'd like to extend a huge thank you to Devin McBride, David Fries, and TJ Grenier, who together made this technology this evening possible. So guys, I extend a huge, big thank you to you. Putting on an event like this is a huge undertaking. Making it virtual makes it that much more challenging. I'd also like to thank all of our sponsors who attended this evening, the students, their families, our special guests, our government participants, and our presenters. Thank you for helping us to celebrate today in a manner that has become commonplace in the past 15 months. Congratulations again to all of our scholarship recipients. Remember, scholarship recipients, look for your certificates and checks in the US mail in the next week. When you receive them, please let me know. Just drop me an email. This is the conclusion of our event. Thank you for attending. Please be safe and stay healthy. Good night.